The Whispers of Zarim Desert. It was supposed to be an adventure. Jack, a travel vlogger with millions of subscribers, wanted something unique for his next video. No more cities, beaches, or tourist traps. He wanted isolation. Mystery. He wanted the Zarim Desert. Locals warned him about it. "It's cursed," said the old man at the gas station near the edge of the sand sea. "People go there and never come back." Jack smiled. Perfect. The first 2 days went well. Jack recorded sweeping shots of endless dunes, talked to his camera about the desolate beauty, and camped beneath a sky full of stars. But on the third night, things changed. It started with the whispering. At first, it was faint, like wind teasing the edges of his tent, but the desert was deathly still. No breeze, no movement. Just soft, unintelligible voices circling him. He unzipped his tent and stepped outside. The sand stretched untouched in all directions. Moonlight bathed the dunes in silver. Nothing moved, but the whispers grew louder. Jack spun around. "Who's there?" Silence, then a faint laugh. High-pitched, childlike. It came from behind a nearby dune. Against better judgment, Jack grabbed his flashlight and camera. This could be viral gold. He climbed the dune, camera recording. On the other side was a flat stretch of sand and impossibly a door. Not a building, just a wooden door standing upright, alone in the middle of the desert. Jack approached. The door was old, cracked, and covered in strange symbols burned into the wood. He touched the knob. The whispers stopped. He opened the door. There was nothing behind it, just more sand. But when he looked back, the landscape had changed. His camp was gone. The dunes were taller, darker. The stars above had shifted, forming constellations he didn't recognize. His GPS showed nothing. No location, no signal. Jack turned back to the door, but it was gone. He wasn't alone. Figures stood on the dunes, tall, thin, cloaked in shadow, eyes like burning coals. They didn't move, just watched. He ran. Hours passed, or minutes. Time felt broken. The sand beneath his feet whispered now. It said his name. Over and over. Jack tripped and fell into a pit. At the bottom, he found bones. Human bones. Dozens of them, all facing upward as if they died looking at something. He climbed out, breath ragged, and found a structure ahead. A temple, half buried, made of black stone. Desperation drove him inside. Inside, the air was cold. Walls were covered in the same symbols as the door. In the center, an altar. On it, a book. Jack opened it. Pages of skin. Writing in blood. He couldn't read it. But the moment he touched it, he understood. This desert wasn't just cursed. It was a prison. For them. The Whispering Ones. Ancient beings, trapped beneath the sand, feeding on fear, drawing in those who came alone. They needed someone to read the words aloud, to finish the ritual, to let them out. Jack slammed the book shut. The temple shook. Screams echoed from the walls, not his. The things were angry. He ran outside. The sun was rising. Maybe, just maybe, he could escape. He ran for hours, days. No water, no food. The sun burned his skin. The whispers never stopped. He recorded everything. His phone had no signal, but he kept talking to the camera. "This is Jack Harper. If anyone finds this, don't come here, don't open the door. They're real. They're still watching me. Even now." The screen cut off. Weeks later, a search party found his camera. Nothing else. They posted the final video online. Millions watched it. Some called it a hoax. Others noticed something strange. In the last frame, just before the camera dies, behind Jack, a door, and it was open. The Sand Collector. When Eliza Turner accepted the archaeological grant, she thought she'd struck gold, figuratively and literally. The ruins in the Sahara had never been explored due to the harsh conditions and legends surrounding them. But Eliza didn't believe in legends. She believed in facts, artifacts, and dust-covered truths. Her team consisted of 4: herself, Malik, her local guide, Jonas, her assistant from the university, and Diana, her best friend and photographer. They set up camp near what satellite images showed to be the outline of a buried structure, deep within an unmarked section of the desert. On the first day, they uncovered the top of a sandstone doorway. There were carvings of hands reaching upward, faces without eyes, and a symbol resembling a closed eye inside a sun. Diana took photos, marveling at the detail. "These aren't like anything we've seen from this region," Eliza whispered, brushing off sand from a stone tablet. The tablet had a single phrase etched in strange, ancient letters. Malik translated quietly. "He collects what is forgotten, leave him buried." That night, the wind howled louder than usual. Sand pelted their tents like bullets. In the distance, Diana thought she saw someone walking across the dunes, dragging a large sack behind them. The next morning, Diana was gone. No footprints, no signs of struggle. Her camera, however, lay outside her tent, filled with photos she hadn't taken. Each showed the team from the previous night sleeping in their tents. The final photo was of Diana herself, staring into the lens with wide, terrified eyes. Behind her, something shadowy, tall, and hunched loomed. Jonas wanted to leave immediately. Malik agreed, but Eliza refused. "We're too close," she said. They continued digging. By noon, they uncovered a set of stairs descending into the sand. The air from below was cold, dry, and carried a scent of rot and iron. With headlamps and ropes, they went down. The chamber was vast. The walls were lined with shelves, and the shelves were filled with jars. Each jar held sand, but beneath the sand were teeth, fingernails, pieces of bone. Jonas threw up. Malik muttered prayers. At the far end of the chamber stood a statue. It was 10 feet tall, emaciated, head bowed, holding a massive sack in one hand, a crooked staff in the other. Its face was blank, but beneath the skin something shimmered, something alive. A second tablet lay at its feet. Eliza read it aloud. "He walks behind storms, carries what time forgets. Do not speak his name. Do not wake the collector." The air changed. Cold vanished. The stillness turned to pressure. Then they heard it. A dragging sound. Something heavy. Moving in circles above them. Malik ran first. Jonas followed. Eliza stood frozen. She stared at the statue. She swore its sack twitched. She climbed back up, heart racing, only to find Malik's body, buried up to his neck in sand, mouth stuffed full of it, eyes wide open and dry. Jonas screamed and ran into the dunes. Eliza gave chase. She found Jonas hours later, standing still, facing the wind, whispering to no one. His skin had begun to crack like dry clay. Sand poured from his mouth and eyes. Eliza returned to the chamber alone, desperate for answers. The statue was gone. In its place was a trail, deep, dragged footprints, a staff-shaped groove beside them, leading deeper into the dark. She followed. The tunnel grew tighter, the walls narrower, until she found the final room. Inside were more shelves, more jars. One was freshly sealed. It had a strip of Diana's scarf tied around the top. Then she heard the breathing, slow, heavy, right behind her. She turned. The collector stood in the doorway, taller than before. The sack it carried twitched and groaned. Its face was still featureless, but in place of eyes, 2 pinpricks of red light burned beneath the skin. It raised one finger and touched it to where its lips would be. Silence. Eliza screamed. Darkness. No one ever found the team. Only their camp, and a single photo left in Diana's camera. A man-like shape dragging a bulging sack into a sandstorm, vanishing without a trace. Locals say if you hear whispering in the dunes and find a jar buried in the sand, don't open it. He only collects what you try to forget.